Later, I'm going to talk about something which is new brewing, just to present the concept that we are working on and something that we are operationalizing, which is called the integrated cell tissue and eye bank, and what to expect from this facility in the future. So, for all of us who are cornea specialists, we know that although it is called the EyeBank, um, uh, the it basically is a tissue bank which only deals with corneal harvesting, preservation, and distribution mostly. There are a few other things that an eye bank typically distributes, like other parts of the eye, like sclera, etc. But an eye bank is essentially a cornea bank. The whole eyeball right now is obviously not preserved or transplanted, and the whole operations of an eye bank is centered around corneal preservation, distribution, and transplantation. At LV Prasad Eye Institute, where I work, this is globally the leading center for corneal transplantation. Recently, we completed 50,000 corneal transplants, which I think it's a record. Right now, the number is somewhere around 60,000 plus, and the iBank at LVPI has been for many decades the global resource center for iBanking. We train iBanking staff all over the country, and we also help up in setting new iBanks in the country, which we have been doing. Um, but what is happening now is that there are a lot of new treatments that are emerging, which are beyond the scope of an existing eye bank, but which are related to transplantation, tissue or cell transplantation. There are certain limitations of corneal transplantation, which I think that as cornea specialists we all recognize, particularly in India, unlike in the West where most of corneal blindness is because of endothelial diseases, and for endothelial diseases we have good solutions, surgeries which can give predictable, reliable outcomes, restore vision to the patients for life, and the technology has become so sophisticated, the procedures have become so refined that now with DMEC or DSEC, you can actually, endothelial surgery, lamellar surgery has almost reached the same level of sophistication as refractive or cataract surgery. But in India and the developing world, a lot of corneal blindness is because of corneal opacification, stromal disease, adrenal leukomas, vascularized scars, inflammation, infection, etc. For which, as we all know, penetrating keratoplasty is required, and that does not carry a very good prognosis. At least in our practice, all the cases that are referred to us, about two-thirds of them carry an unfavorable prognosis for long-term survival. And then, because of the lack of cornea trained surgeons around the country, and this is true for all parts of the developing world, there is issues with follow-up and compliance to medications that further reduces the chances of long-term survival. So now we have all these new age therapies which are on the horizon. Um, Many of you may be aware that many of these new age therapies are actually in clinical trials and very close to becoming part of our practice. Foremost among them is cell-based therapies, so induced pluripotent stem cells for different applications. Epithelial transplants have been around for a long time, MSCs, and now we have gene editing and gene therapy. Most of this work is being done in the retina, in the posterior segment, but a lot of this has applications in the anterior segment as well. And you may also have heard the news about the whole eyeball transplantation, which was anatomically a success but not functionally. But there's a lot of work that is being done in this direction, and I'm sure that for those patients currently who have incurable blindness, or you have lost an eye, or have phthisis where we cannot do anything, this is something that is a ray of hope, and I think people who are working on it will eventually get there. So when these new approaches become available, the challenge that we will face is that many of these require regulatory approval, and because of the strict standards for manufacturing these products, you also need what is called GMP compliance. GMP compliance means that they have to be manufactured according to a set standard, which is very high, and it requires very specific infrastructure, which currently most eye banks do not have. So at LVPI, we have been fortunate because we have had the EyeBank, which is called the main EyeBank in the Hyderabad campus where I work. It's called the Ramayama International EyeBank. This has been operational since 1989. What you have on the right side of the screen. This is a very large facility, over 3,000 square feet. We harvest, process, distribute corneas. This is NABH accredited. So currently we provide corneoscleral rims, corneal endothelial transplant tissues like DSEC grafts, DMEX scrolls. We also provide sclera, corneal preservation media, amniotic membrane, and also the EyeBank also currently makes autologous serum eye drops as well. We have also had the GMP facility on site. So if you visit LVPI, you can take a look at it. This is a manufacturing facility which is at the of the highest grade and standard, which means that any investigational new drug, any product, any medication, you can make this at the same standard as it is practiced in industry, in the pharmaceutical industry. This is an over 2,000 square feet facility which is accredited by the Indian regulators, and we have a lot of products that are currently being manufactured in this facility. Some of them are in clinical trials as well. So you may have heard about the limbus derived MSCs which are currently in clinical trial. We are starting multicentric trials this year. um, we have the work going on the endothelial cells as well. There are a lot of clinical trials that are going on internationally on cultured endothelial cells. So this is also something that is going to become part of our practice in the future. We also have outside of cornea iPSC derived cells for age-related macular degeneration as well as retinitis pigmentosa. And then we have some other products. You may have, those of you who attended my talk yesterday may have heard about it. We have the ECM based hydrogels, and these hydrogels are also now being used for 3D bioprinting. So 3D bioprinted corneas, lenticules are also going to become a part of the practice in the future. So like I said, there are in the GMP facility now we have two products which are in phase 1 clinical trials that have been completed. One is in a phase 1 trial. The iPSCs for age-related macular degeneration are in clinical trials. We have very good results in the phase 1 study of 9 patients, where on an average they reported 15 lines of improvement. This is for dry AMD, which currently does not have any treatment. We have preclinical testing going on for the hydrogels and for other products, and there are two awaiting preclinical testing. These are mostly the 3D printed products, and we have a lot of intellectual property on them, and these will get commercialized at an affordable cost to the Indian population very soon. And the work of the EyeBank, as you know, is going on. This is pretty well known. Like I said, over 50,000 transplants. For the entire country, we have already supplied over 65,000 corneas for transplants beyond the LVPI network as well. Supplied more than 5 lakh vials of preservation media, almost 40,000 grafts, etc. And we have the state-of-the-art pre-cut DSEC and DMEC lenticules. So what we are planning to do is essentially merge these two facilities into one integrated facility, which we are calling the integrated cell and tissue bank. So not only will it supply corneas and corneal tissue and sclera, but it will also supply all of these cell products when they get approval and they become part of practice. We will have the hydrogels. You will have products both for the cornea anterior segment and for the posterior segment. So this is a very unique facility that we are currently building. This will be operational, we are expecting by next year. So this is a 6,000 square feet facility with 2 GMP suites, 2 GLP suites, state-of-the-art processing facility for biomaterials, 3D printing, adult stem cells, induced pluripotent stem cells for AMD, retinitis pigmentosa, gene editing, CRISPR-based products for people with inherited disorders, both retina and cornea. And we are going to expand the range of ocular and non-ocular tissue products that the EyeBank currently supplies, and of the highest standard, GLP, GMP grade, using the current distribution network of the EyeBank. So what we are hoping to create is something that truly exemplifies the term EyeBank, not just a cornea bank, but a cell tissue bank which supplies products for the entire spectrum of diseases of the eye, from anterior segment to posterior segment. So this is our vision, this is our dream, and hopefully next year this will be operational, and all of you, once these products get approved and come into circulation and get commercialized, you will have access to these products as well. Thank you so much.